into the front lines in the war against COVID-19. Many with non-coronavirus emergencies are staying home.
As I had envisioned kind of a chaos, and I thought, oh gosh, they don't need me in there, and I really don't want to be there.
Andrea Gleason started to have chest pain.
Right in the center of my chest was like a squeezing pressure, very painful. And the more it happened, the more painful it got.
But because of the crisis, she waited for a week before the pressure got so bad she had to go to the hospital.
The blockage is right there.
Turns out she had an artery that was 90% blocked. Dr. Andrew Dublin with John Muir Health put in her stent.
What would have happened if she decided not to go to the hospital?
The odds were not in her favor, so there was a real good chance that she was going to have a big heart attack that either she could have died from or would have forced her to come in a lot worse shape.
It may be that as many as 30 to 50% of heart attacks are not being seen right now. Similar numbers for stroke, and clearly that's problematic because that means people aren't getting the care they need.
The American Heart Association says if you have an emergency, you need to act now just like you would before COVID-19.
If you are somebody who is at risk of things like heart attack, you have hypertension, you're a smoker, you're an older individual, you've had diabetes, you should really think about seeking emergency medical care for things like chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness that's not remitting over a short period of time.
As parts of the country are flattening the curve, some emergency rooms are now seeing far less traffic than before the crisis started. That's in part due to a drop in car accidents with fewer drivers on the road. That might sound like a good thing, but fewer car accidents also means fewer organ donations.
There are people that will die because we don't have donors, and that's an unfortunate reality.
At Vanderbilt University Medical Center, Dr. Seth Karp has seen a 30% drop in transplants.
If I say that our volumes are down by 30%, it means that had the COVID epidemic not have happened, that we would have done 30% more transplants and we would have saved 30% more lives.
One organ donor from a car accident can often save multiple patients in need of a transplant. But now many surgeries, especially for patients who are stable, are on hold due to the virus.
Are you in pain right now?
Yeah, I'm in pain just about every day.
In Kentucky, Phyllis Blake has liver cancer. Her transplant was postponed indefinitely when COVID-19 struck.
Well, I was upset.
Adding to her emotional stress, Blake already has a donor, her granddaughter, Katie.
What's your biggest concern?
My biggest concern is that the cancer will spread while she's waiting, and then she won't be able to do the transplant.
Overall, surgeries, including transplants, have dropped across the country. Economically, fewer surgeries means less long-term money for many hospitals that were already running on tight budgets before the crisis.
So some hospitals are going to go bankrupt, and the ones that are most at risk are not the ones in the nice suburbs. They're the ones in rural America. They're the ones that were already struggling financially.
And Will Carr joins us now live. Will, of course, it's troubling to hear that people may be ignoring signs of a potential heart attack. Are doctors saying that they're also seeing visits or treatments for other serious health issues being delayed during this pandemic?
Absolutely, Lindsay. According to the American Cancer Society, 1 in 4 Americans who has cancer has seen a delay in their care. And think about all the physicals that people schedule that have either been canceled or pushed back. That is happening all across the country. And those physicals could be exams where you find an issue you don't even know about that could potentially save your life. Lindsay.
Right. And we also heard in your piece from Phyllis, who needs that liver transplant. Have you gotten an update in her case?
We have, and we have good news tonight. We found out that Vanderbilt University's Medical Center, where Phyllis is going to get her treatment, just relaunched their liver transplant program this week, and everybody is hoping